the starting of all these renderings really come from all of her guests, all the groups that are here, all their comments, and of what do our guests want.
We have really long-standing partnerships with a lot of our events, and to be able to offer them a nicer experience in the hotel is just really, it's great to see.
Grand Traverse Resort and Spa recently completed a $10.5 million renovation to its original 6-story hotel. On this episode of the Barefoot Podcast, we'll take you inside the project. Our 242 hotel room renovation is finally complete, and this project has been a long time in the making. I am joined with Katie Leonard, our Director of Sales here at Grand Traverse Resort and Spa, and Scott Furman, our Director of Rooms Administration. And I think this is a project both of you have been very, very excited for.
That is
long overdue.
Yes, that is correct. We are very excited that it is here, it is done, and our guests get to enjoy it.
So let's go back to before the construction even began, Scott, because I think you probably had tons of pre-planning meetings with the vendors, our internal staff, all the departments here, because this project, 242 rooms, $10.5 million, 6 stories, it takes a lot of work.
It does take a lot of work. We had someone from each department just to comb through and look at the design. Does this make even sense for us? Yep. And then we made the designers go back, make some tweaks, and now we're making it a reality.
We all met as a team probably 6 different times just in the design stages before they even got down to the nuts and bolts of what vendors are they going to use and things like that. As Scott mentioned, we did have Michaeline, our executive housekeeper, with us because they're the ones that have to service and clean the rooms and just make sure that things that you don't think of, like finishes, aren't going to smudge all the time, and just ways we can be efficient in cleaning the rooms to turn our house around. So she was very involved in that process as well, which she was very grateful for because I don't think it's happened in the past. So it was a fun, collaborative planning process. And then we handed it over to Scott.
Well, I mean, I guess maybe I even jumped the gun even a little bit more, but all these, the starting of all these renderings really come from all of her guests, all the groups that are here, all their comments, and of what do our guests want.
Yep, we talked to lots of different types.
So that's where that kind of started, and then obviously they took those renderings, brought them to us, and then we went through it with a fine-tune comb.
Yep.
What were some of the things guests wanted? What were you hearing from people before we even started this?
Yeah, one major one was refrigerators. So when we wanted to add refrigerators into the hotel, can we power them? So then you got to get with engineering. Do we have enough power to add 242 refrigerators? That was a large one. We did switch from full beds to 2 queen beds in the rooms here, which is easier for housekeeping. We don't have full sheets and queen sheets anymore, so now all the hotel doubles have 2 queens. Lighting, convenience, the bathrooms were a big hot point. We talked to groups, we talked to corporate groups, we talked to social guests that come here with their families just to make sure we were doing the right things for all different segments of our business. And as you can see, we're sitting in one of our Junior King suites. We did add more suites. These are 2 of them because we had requests for more suites. We'd sell out of them quite quickly. So we're very proud of this one.
And then you got with the vendors, right? And all the different contractors and companies who would make this possible. And I think one selling point that's really, really cool is to mention that all the companies we worked with are from the state of Michigan.
A lot of them are even local.
Yep.
Working with, D&W, working with Sunrise Electric. Obviously, BOMA, we have a long relationship with those guys. They've renovated a lot, even our ballrooms here on property. So seeing the same faces that we do over and over made it easy. Very seamless, easy transition.
They know our property well. They know where the loading docks are. They definitely became part of our team. They pretty much lived here. Some of them did.
Yes, they did.
Well, what's unique is this was a hotel renovation, 242 guest rooms. We are a 24/7, 365-day operation. We don't close down here.
We could not. We have groups all year long.
We have people staying here all year round. We are an amenity and a resource and a property and a destination that people come to. How do you put together a 242 room renovation while business continues to go on?
Carefully.
That was a moving target.
It's a moving target.
It was,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it was definitely a moving target. Scott was very involved in the construction meetings every Monday. They'd sit down, where are we at, what groups are we coming in, how many rooms have we contractually committed to these groups, and how can we do it. And then I know in the planning process, when you guys were sending bids out, a lot of them just wanted the whole hotel for 6 months, and we just could not do that. We legally, contractually could not do that. So it was a lot of piecing together, finding the right company that could take inventory out as we needed it to come out, give us rooms back as we needed them to come in, which, again, moving target, that changed a little bit along the way due to supply chain.
Yeah, you always have hiccups, right?
Yeah, getting the product here is not easy. But adapt, overcome. Like you said, all the teams working with each vendor, they were all flexible, made it happen, come together. Basically, like you said, we meet every single week, every Monday, and we just talk about, okay, this is what's going to happen this week. Do we need to extend the out of orders? Can we bring back rooms earlier? That's what we were always hoping for.
It was quite the Tetris puzzle.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
We all had to be patient with each other and with our guests coming in.
Well, right, because again, we still had guests here. And
yes.
How did we do it, Scott? I think this is very unique for people to understand. Again, we're 6 floors, so
Yes.
construction started at the top, worked its way down, and so while some floors were out of order, being totally renovated and brought into something new, other floors were still available and people were staying, even just 4 floors below.
That is correct. We started at the 6th floor and made our way all the way down. It was a 6 to 7 week project per floor, and working with Katie and making sure that the contracts or the amount of rooms that we needed to make sure that those groups can still come through to this through the facility, because the 186 tower wasn't going to be enough to service the group that she needed to make happen throughout this year.
We had one large one coming in April that we really had to kind of work around. We did renovate some of our public bathrooms as well, so just timelining those, making sure they're not out when we need them. That group happens to use the tennis courts for exhibit space, so the first floor had to be walkable. It couldn't be completely under construction because we were going to have 2,000 people walking that corridor. So it was a lot of planning from the group side to the construction side as well, and Scott was crucial in that. So I'm sure he's happy to calm down a little bit.
A little bit.
Renovations are always fun.
Well, the construction work started in November with a ending hopeful timeline for April, and we really wrapped up more in June, which again, with the hiccups of just, that many people working on a project, shipping and ordering stuff from, within state, within the country, out of country, overseas. I mean, that's still an incredible timeline to be on through all the hiccups and challenges and guests in and out. I mean, to get something like that done still in less than a year, I think is remarkable.
Yeah, it was a full renovation down to the studs with the bathrooms especially. So whenever you're going to do bathrooms in a hotel, the timeline's longer versus just kind of what we call a soft renovation, which is soft goods, paint, flooring, and things like that. So this one was definitely a full $10.5 million renovation and down to the bones, which we're very proud of it.
So tell me a little bit about the rooms. We've got 4 different types here in the hotel, and 3 of those we had before. The king bedrooms, the doubles, which now, like you mentioned, contain 2 queen-size bed instead of full, so that's a nice upgrade. The hospitality suites got a full renovation, and then we are in one of our new junior suites. So we have 2 of these king junior suites, and this is a really nice new offering for guests.
Yeah, it's great. It's in the hotel side. It's kind of close to the meeting space as well. So a lot of our meeting planners, like I said, we were always fighting for suites. So with the hotel hospitality suites being renovated now and the addition of these 2, we have enough to provide to the rest of our guests. If we have multiple groups, a lot of them need multiple suites. They do corporate events in them. We do bring banquet food down to these and the hospitality suites as well. So it was really something that we needed to add suites. You can always have more is what I'm finding.
Scott, tell me about some of the amenities in the rooms, because there's little touches, and I've shared these with people too, that just really do make a difference for anyone staying here, whether you're a corporate guest or a leisure guest. The lighting, the full tile showers in the bathroom, where the electrical outlets are, and even the USB plugs.
Well, starting with the old product into the new product, the electrical next to each bed, the charging ports for all our guests. I mean, that was one of the biggest requested things. So we made sure on both bedsides, on the desk part, so you can set up your workstation. Those were right from the beginning. We knew that we had to do a huge electrical upgrade in our units. I know you mentioned I think this is really important. Going from doubles to queens. When you walk into a room that we used to have doubles, it felt smaller, and now we just put queens in there, and it feels bigger.
It is odd.
And I mean, a lot of it's got to do with like the window treatments. I know
Sure.
Fuller Design did a great job designing that, and then opening up the closets are now open
Yep.
instead of having the closet doors. So that really kind of really opens that door, or opens the space, and then
We added basically, instead of having luggage racks that are kind of in the closet in the way all the time, at the end of the credenza where the TV is, we added kind of a built-in luggage rack right there, and that's gotten good feedback as well. I've definitely heard from clients, like, thank goodness you guys put two little they're just little tiny nightstands that stick out, and they all have, like we mentioned, the charging power, because no matter which side of the bed you're sleeping on, you're going to have somewhere to place your phone, and it's not just in the middle. So a lot of hotels just do the one in the middle, and we have 3 spaces on ours. So I have gotten a lot of feedback on site visits with clients on that, and it's a small touch, but it does make them happy.
Larger TVs, they're all
Yep.
smart TVs, the refrigerator in the room, the K-cup style coffee maker, I think is huge. And again, even those little changes, they make a difference for our staff. Like you said in the beginning, who has to come in and service these rooms.
absolutely. And we actually got rid of the bed boxes too, and now we have the platforms. So when you go to actually make a bed, it's actually way easier, and
It
you're not
is.
knocking your knees. You get, it's so much easier, more to service. Even from the engineering side with the headboards,
Yep.
the electrical is all right there encased. It's easier for our engineers to get back there if they need to. Again, everything going through another renovation project into this one, those are all the things that people don't think about that made this one much more easier.
Lighting in the bathroom, I've gotten good feedback on that. Just opening it up, they do definitely feel larger, brighter, and bigger, and they are not any different square footprint wise, except for these suites, obviously, that we renovated. But
And the renovation, I mean, we do it for our guests, but we do it for our team members too. So it really is a big project with everybody in mind, whether you're staying here, working here, servicing the room, or, sending people here too.
Yeah.
Because you get a lot of people who aren't always here, but they send and recommend this, and you want to put forward a nice product and a grand experience.
we do. We're very happy to have them. Our leadership team this time in the planning, we started planning for this before COVID, and then afterwards we had to revisit and make some changes and tweaks and things of that nature. But they really were really great about involving other departments that it was going to affect this time around. So that was a great team collaborative effort. It's nice to see.
I think one of the final things people notice in the rooms is the decor and the tones and the textures, and there was a lot of thought process that went into that, and I think it really does celebrate and give a nod to our ownership, the Grand Traverse Band of Ottawa and Chippewa Indians. But what are some of the things you like and you think people will experience when they're in these rooms?
I'm already hearing comments about the artwork in there from our ownership, seeing the artwork from selected from them. People are always asking, "Oh, that stuff looks great," So hearing those comments right from the front desk about those type of things are great to hear.
Yeah, we definitely reflected the ownership and the artwork choices, and it looks really, really nice. And in this one, we have a lot of local historical artwork in these 2 junior suites, which is nice. So a lot of different things about Traverse City throughout the bathroom and the living room and all throughout. So that one makes the junior suites a little extra special.
Yeah, there's a great nod to Northern Michigan in here. You feel like you're up north, but it's very classy, it's very modern, it's very bright.
Yep.
All new amenities. I mean, the rooms are beautiful, and I'm not surprised that guests and business clients and people are just sharing, great reviews with them.
The bathroom in this one in particular is very, very impressive. So it'll get a lot of use from all different types of groups.
Yeah, these rooms are great. So whether you're looking for a family trip or group business or a golf trip, I mean, these rooms kind of have something for everyone.
There's a wow factor in this one for sure.
Yep.
There is. So a huge shout out to who are all the big vendors and players in this. I mean, BOMA Construction.
D&W, Sunrise, Welsh Tile, that crew did an amazing job.
TC Millworks.
TC Millworks, that's right.
Fuller Design.
Yes.
I mean, the rooms wouldn't look the way they do without the design from
Yeah.
Fuller Design. Again, based out of Traverse City, Grand Rapids, but all Michigan
A
companies.
lot of Michigan based. We were very focused on that, which was great to see.
And then, of course, our team here inside the resort. So the rooms are beautiful. Congratulations to really both of you and everyone else here who had a huge part in making this renovation possible.
We're really excited about it. It's fun to, when we have welcome meetings for our larger groups coming in, just to be excited to welcome their guests into those rooms. So we have really long-standing partnerships with a lot of our events, and to be able to offer them a nicer experience in the hotel is just really, it's great to see.
Yeah, I bet it feels good that it's done.
Yeah, it's something to be proud
It's
of.
never done.
Without a doubt, yes.
Well, if you're looking for a family trip up north or to bring your next group or professional business clients to a new destination, make sure you check out the brand new 242 rooms at Grand Traverse Resort and Spa. For more details on packages and room deals and accommodations and more episodes of the Barefoot podcast, just go to grandtraverseresort.com.